Situations like this are not uncommon. Now, before we help you in forming an image of the mind, let's continue with Earl Nightingale's description of the magic word. It is then our attitude toward life which will determine life's attitude towards us. Now, what does this mean exactly? Everything operates on the law of cause and effect. Everything we say or do will cause some effect. Now, we're charged with producing causes. The effects or rewards of our actions will always take care of themselves. That's why I say success can be guaranteed and will come to us every time if we live in a certain way. Good attitude, good results. Fair attitude, fair results. Bad attitude, bad results. Earl explained everything operates on the law of cause and effect. That was correct. However, we're going to expand upon that. Dr. Wernher von Braun, who is considered the father of space exploration, stated, "The natural laws of the universe are so precise that we have no difficulty building a spaceship that we can send to the moon, and we can time the landing with the precision of a fraction of a second." He also said these laws must have been set by someone. Everything in life is controlled by law. Cause and effect is just one of the laws. Earl recognized that everything was controlled by law. In the final lesson, he quotes Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, "Let him learn a prudence of a higher strain. Let him learn that everything in nature, even dust and feathers, go by law and not by luck." I can assure you, you're going to come to love that statement as I do. The law has been described as the uniform and orderly method of the omnipotent God. In other words, the law is God's modus operandi. There are, in fact, 7 laws. I found it amazing how well Earl Nightingale included all of the laws in Lead the Field. As we come to them, they will be brought to your attention, which will heighten your level of understanding and give you greater control over your life. Now, as we return to Lead the Field, that is exactly what Earl Nightingale is suggesting. You see, each of us shapes his or her own life, and the shape of it is determined by our attitude, the attitude we hold most of the time. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But it's not quite that easy. For most of us, learning this new habit takes time. But once it's mastered, our lives will become as changed as if we walked out of a dark tunnel into the bright, clear light of day. A person with a poor attitude toward learning, for example, in school or afterward, isn't going to learn very much until he changes his attitude. I know you can think of examples of this in your own life. If we take the attitude that we cannot do something, we generally will not do it. An attitude of failure, and we're whipped before we start. So we know then that what we receive from life, what we accomplish or fail to accomplish, is due in large measure to our overall attitude. William James of Harvard said the greatest discovery of his generation was that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. Do you know, in virtually every seminar you attend and every self-help book you read, William James is quoted. Human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. That sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? However, it's not very easy. It can't be. Otherwise, more people would do it. Why don't they? The answer is obvious. They don't know how. James was right. A change in attitude will change your life. However, teachers tell that to students. Doctors tell it to their patients. Sales managers tell their salespeople, and counselors tell couples who are having trouble. Just a change in attitude is all you require. The person in question will agree. They desperately want the good